There's an analogy I love, and it's as simple as this water bottle. If I hold up this water bottle, I could probably hold this water bottle up for maybe a minute or maybe two. I mean, there's some Pure Barre girls who always say light weights, heavy movement, whatever it is. Anyways, I'm not a Pure Barre girl. I'm a running girl. But anyways, if I held up this little bit of water bottle for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, this little bit of water will start to weigh me down. And it's not because it's heavy. Just like some of the discontentment you feel maybe about your body, about your house, about your marriage, about your singleness, it may not be that heavy. There are people in the world who have it worse, so you're not even really bringing it to Jesus because you think, well, this will just annoy him. Like, this is stupid. I'm thinking stupid things. So suddenly you hold up that little bit of water for maybe an hour, a day, a week. And if you try to hold something up, just like a little bit of water, it can burden you. And it can cause your arm to collapse. And it's not because it's heavy, it's because it's burdensome. Our discontentment is burdensome. Our discontentment causes us to miss out on who we are meant to be. And it's up to you to realize that in the storm, you want to look at Jesus. There's a secular quote I love. And it says, "A ship is safe in the harbor, but that is not what a ship is meant for." And same thing with you as a Christian in this world. You're safe if you just kind of never get out there, if you never admit your weaknesses, if you even just do the right things, wear the shiny clothes, and act like everything's fine. But when you actually bring your discontentment to Jesus, that is when he can transform it to contentment and help your thoughts be transformed to thinking about what is pure, what is lovely, whatever is just, whatever is right, whatever is noble. That you have to admit that you have burdens, so that your Savior can take those burdens from you. And when we go back to remembering the 4 C's that you get when you actually choose contentment, and that's clarity, that's creativity, that's confidence, and that's Christ, we see that that is going to help us in every day to achieve our goals. That when you are walking into work, even when there's that one coworker who goes golfing with the boss a little longer than you, you're going to have clarity and realize that your purpose is about something bigger. I love the verse that says that God is not a God of disorder or confusion. He is a God of peace. Just like there will be storms in your life, just like Peter experienced that, yes, there will be winds that rock against your boat. There will be things you don't have. There will be hard inflation moments in our society and our economy. But there will also always be a God in the midst of it all who may not be always the easiest to see, but he is there making a miracle happen. And when you have the clarity to see Christ in this crazy world, you can find contentment even in the hardest season of your life. And when it comes to the creativity, you have to be willing to watch God make the unexplainable happen. I know Peter probably felt that way when he was walking on water, that he was part of a miracle that reflected Jesus' strength. When you choose contentment, you never know what's in your next chapter, in the next month, in the next day, in your next season. And find joy in the creativity. And when it comes to the confidence, be confident that when you slip up, that's okay, because you might get back on that boat and everyone might praise Jesus because of your slip up when you give it to him. And lastly, when Christ becomes your friend, your savior, the God who sees you, the one you look at in times of trouble, you realize that yes, there are going to be days when you feel discontent, and you don't just pretend it doesn't exist. You give him the burden. You let him be your shepherd, your guide, and your champion. And you let him look after you in those moments. That you don't lie about it. You don't just say the right answers. Because I think sometimes as Christians, we know the right answers. We know we're supposed to say, "Oh, I'm so happy for her, yay," or "Wow, his son turned out great, and my son won't get off the couch." Like, you think you have to say all the right answers and sit still and smile and be pretty. But the truth is, you have to bring your burdens to Christ as a Christian. You have to admit when you feel jealous, when you feel insecure, and when you feel depressed. There's a Proverbs that also says that jealousy is worse than anger and wrath. And I think that's true. That if you are discontent and if you are jealous, you're not living a godly life and you're missing out on Christ. But the way you deal with jealousy isn't by just pretending it isn't there. It's giving that burden to Christ and confessing those sins. And so when it comes to contentment in our life, I hope you experience contentment so you can experience those 4 C's, so that you can have success in your life that isn't about making a lot of money or getting shiny objects. It's about walking on water. It's about looking at him in the midst of this chaotic world and finding purpose in it. Because when you do, and when you stop thinking about everything you don't have, you see the Savior in front of you and the glory he has in his heart and in his salvation, that when you look at that in this chaotic world, you will do the unexpected. I think sometimes we think that as Christians, that means we'll never have success. And I actually disagree. I think you may not be promised success, but you are promised purpose and a legacy when you look at your big God in the midst of the storm. You can do big things if you look at your big God. And you can't do big things if you first aren't confident in who he is and okay with who you are not through contentment.